need to remember that our house reflects our health, reflects our life.
Hey guys, Yotam, CFO of Royal Construction.
And Isaac here, the VP of Royal Construction, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Build, where we give homeowners tips and secrets to make sure your project comes out beautiful and help you avoid costly mistakes and just make you feel a little bit more comfortable with your project. And today we're going to talk about Feng Shui, and we have a master of traditional classic Feng Shui with us, Gia, and she's going to explain to us a little bit about Feng Shui. Gia, how are you today?
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for joining us. So for our viewers, first explain a little bit about yourself. What do you do? How did you get to do Feng Shui before we even dive deep to what Feng Shui is?
Oh, amazing. So I'm Galit, and I actually know Feng Shui since the early of 2000.
Okay.
Since I was young, I understand that energy, it's everything, and everything is energy. And it's led me to discover the Feng Shui. And I started to learn in the Israeli Academy of Feng Shui with Shoam Weissman and Master Raymond Lu and Joseph Yu. And the learning are never stopped. It's a beautiful journey.
Okay, Gia, so before we start, if you can explain us a little bit about what is Feng Shui?
So actually Feng Shui, it's an ancient knowledge that came thousands of years ago when people observed the nature. They understand the relationship the nature have, the cycles, the relationship, and they also understand that we are one with the nature. If I'm building a house on planet Gaia, between heaven and earth, it means that I change the vibration. And Feng Shui, it's all about astrology and destiny. And every house have its own entity, and the entity reflects every aspect in our life. So when I understand the luck and the destiny my house have, I can understand how my life is going to look like.
So if Feng Shui is the balance of energy and vibrations, and if we get it right, it can affect our health and our wealth, so our like actual professional lives.
More than that.
Okay.
More than that, because when you build a house, you have its own have its own destiny. Do you know what is destiny?
What is destiny?
Destiny, it's like when you're getting burned, you have your astrology map.
Okay.
The same thing it's with your house.
Okay.
Every house have its own destiny and astrology map.
Depend on the location of the house and...
Depend of the direction that is facing to.
Okay.
And depend of the year that it was built.
Really?
It's
So it's like when you were born, you have the zodiac signs and the astrology map.
Exactly.
So same thing for a house?
Exactly. Feng Shui, it's astrology and understanding. If I have this house that built, let's say, in 2002, and is facing to north direction, I can do the flying star. It's a very, very important technique. It's a very important technique that every traditional Feng Shui have to work with, because it can tell him exactly what is the destiny of the house. And every house have its own entity. And the entity, it's really affect in every aspect in our life.
Yeah,
this is like in general.
This is interesting because I know G a long time, and I always was curious about spirituality. And lately I do see the opportunity of how to combine construction with Feng Shui. So for me to understand, this is what I'm starting to understand, that like everything that you build in the house, also from the layout of the house, from where the windows going, where the bed is going, and also materials, all of those can affect on all the aspects in life.
Exactly.
And how can you explain us in general how you can know that, or what in very general the process, and then
yeah,
we'll go a little
we
bit.
in our previous episodes we explained to our viewers, okay, if you want to build your house. This is what you need to do. You need to go to an architect, and then the architect will give you a layout, and then engineering, and then so on to give like dry fact information. Where does feng shui work in the process? Is it only like, okay, I bought some furniture and plants and now I have feng shui in the house? Or when do we need to start? So explain to our viewers, like if they care about this balance, what's the process?
So actually, they can start in every point that they discover feng shui. The sooner is better, of course, because we can build everything from A to Z. So let's say if you're having a new construction and you want to build your house, I can join and see the map of the house. I can understand with my compass exactly the direction that the house is facing to take the blueprint of the house and doing the astrology map. And then we can decide when we want to put the bedroom, the restroom, the storage, the stairs.
So you're saying people can start as early as like
In
with
the
the
planning
architect.
phase. In the planning
Basically,
phase.
when we have the
Exactly.
initial layout.
Exactly, with the architect. And more than that, if they choosing a land and they want to see if this land is blessing, I can also come and check the land with my tools and to look for all kind of lines underneath the earth to understand how we can really use the most beneficial directions for us.
So we talked about new construction, which is probably the easiest. Well, if I don't have a house or an ADU yet, it's easy to decide to twist it or
Right.
turn it. So many of our clients are they're renovating a portion of their house. A lot of our clients wants to do a kitchen remodel or a bathroom remodel or maybe paint or flooring. Those are not big construction. So from what I understand, it's very easy before I build my house to decide how I want to orient the structure to be in the right direction. But if I'm renovating my bathroom, I'm not gonna demo my house and do the whole thing to face a certain direction. So what's the process for people who are just doing a kitchen remodel or a bathroom remodel or want to change some items in the house? How do you approach a project like this and incorporate feng shui?
Amazing. So I'm coming again with my tools, with my compass, and checking the direction of the house is facing to. And then I have the answer to understand what is the destiny of the home and what kind of colors and materials and shapes the sector need. Let's say that he's going to remodeling the kitchen, and I see that these sectors need metal energy, because if I will put metal vibrations, it can enhance his health and wealth. And if you're going to put fire energy, okay, like red or orange or triangles, it can make him heart disease or things like that.
Okay.
So it's very important to understand feng shui also for like small remodeling, because you can understand what kind of energy you have in the house, energy that you don't see, but you definitely feel, and you even don't know that you feel it. You don't know it.
Yeah.
Only when you're doing astrology map to the house, you can understand what is the energy that you need to put there and how to manipulate everything for your own beneficial.
So basically, if I understand correctly, if we're doing a partial remodel in the house, it's still the same process of understanding how the house is built, how is it laid out, and how that specific section that we're touching, what we can do in that space to really incorporate feng shui, which can be, as you said, colors and I think we spoke
So even
about
in a
it.
small remodel, you can basically
Yeah.
choose the right
yeah.
materials and enhance the energy.
And what about
This is-
lights? Because I know we had a conversation with our design team, and we always talk about lights and natural light and bringing this. How do you incorporate lights into feng shui? Because we talk about colors and shape, but lights is something that, the type of lamp that I choose for how does that affect?
Amazing. So lights actually talking about yin and yang. Yin and yang are two powerful energy that we insert to the house, and they can affect our health and wealth. So if I see that this section need yin, I can choose the right light that bring me yin energy to the same sector.
How do you choose a light that brings? Because again, I don't understand
Okay,
much
so
about this. So
yin, it's like a spots
okay,
light, and light that it's not so bright, more like atmosphere lights.
Okay.
You know,
Ambiance.
light that don't down, and yang, it's like this one. It's like very bright and open. That give you like a young energy that you want to be very active.
Very interesting
It
what you
is.
just said. I didn't
Yeah.
like. We know that from design point of view, you choose like lights. Okay, this is like ambient lighting. This is, but I never. I don't think we until lately. I think this is something that in the past year or so we started seeing with a lot of clients
Yeah.
that the balance of energy in the house is now added to the design. The design is now being affected not only by what's trendy, because I know we had an episode, last episode, we were talking about trends that you can have in the house, but energy is not a trend.
No.
And,
No.
and so if I do my house one time, am I good with energy, or I need to visit this every couple of years and be like, wait, did something change? Do I need to renovate my bathroom again?
So I tell you what, you don't need to renovate your bathroom again, but you can also play with the energy, because every year we have a new energies that coming and sit on the energy that already existed. So we can play with it. I can call to your client and tell him, listen, 2026, the South have a great energy for money, put a fountain over there, or just sit there, or put a light over there. The East, you have energy that you don't want to deal with. Let's put like a wind chime over there, so the energy can play with the wind chime and not with your health.
Can you tell me, let's say we have, I don't know, the last clients that you had or the one before. Tell us a little bit about the start process. A little bit about the questions that you will ask, or the start process before the actual job. How it's look.
Okay, so if I'm coming to a house that it's already exists, I'm starting to ask question about his health, about his relationship, every aspect in his life. If someone lived there before, I'm asking a question about that too. I have to know when the house is built, and then by his answer, I'm doing my map, and I start to see everything that's going on there.
And that happens on the spot with the first meeting with the client, or is that a process that takes?
It can happen on the spot. If you give
Okay.
me all the answers that I need, yes. If you want, I can show you
Yeah,
how it's
show us.
how
Yeah,
it's
show
show
us
us
a couple of
example.
things. You brought a lot of cool things. Now every time my head
So-
hurts, I need to change my furniture in the house. Just tell it to my wife. You want to switch to couches every day.
Yeah, it's good to make some changes. And actually, it's look like that. This is astrology map. You see, this is the house. I know the facing that the house is facing to. I know the year that it was built.
So, for example, this
You
house
see these
facing
numbers?
where?
You see this number is northwest.
Northwest. When you say facing, it's mean the main door?
It's mean that the house look, when I open the door, I look at northwest.
Okay, so I open the door to the outside, I look at...
Northwest.
Northwest. Okay? You see those numbers? Every number talking about someone from the family, some aspect in our life, okay? From the 5 element, yin and yang, and this is the dance between them. I can understand the relationship between the mother and the child.
Wow.
Yes, I can understand what kind of disease I have in the house. I can understand what is the relationship between the mother and the father. I can see the whole story. It's like the whole story of the family.
Wow.
It's here on the Flying Stars.
And basically then you ask them questions, what they want to improve in their life and what they want to achieve, and you can play with the energy accordingly and play with how you lay out the house.
Amazing, exactly. It's all
Interesting.
about understand what we have and how we can work with that.
So before we finish, what do people need to be like careful about? Because what you just said, like we see it everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, like, oh, put this on your wall and it will give you good luck, or buy this plant and it will bring you fortune. What do people need to be careful with when they think they're doing feng shui, or how can they make sure they're doing it the right way?
Okay, so the right way, this is the main tool that feng shui consultant need. Without a compass, you don't doing feng shui. Without a compass, you can put a mirror and you can double energy that you don't know what you're doubling. You can double
Because
in.
mirror doubles energy.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you need to know what you're doubling. When you put a fountain, you activated energy. You need to know what you activating. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
If you put
without
it in the wrong place, you're amplifying bad energy.
exactly, and then you have all kind of troubles in your life, and you don't understand why. So a traditional feng shui, and this is what it is. You have to have a compass, and you have to do astrologic map to the house and understand how the house destiny combine with your destiny, and how you can fix it with the 5 element, yin and yang, for the good chi flow.
Okay. So, Gia, for the audience, please try to give us some practical tips
Okay.
that every homeowner can already maybe implement on his house.
Okay, so a practical tip, actually, think about chi like a little child, that everything that he see, he's like either getting more good energy from it or getting tired from it. So from the entrance to your house, what do you see? Everything that you're going to see, this is the energy that's going inside to your house. And think about windows and doors. The energy is coming and out from the windows and doors. You want the energy that comes from the door, not going directly from the window, and you want it to stay in the house.
So if someone is designing a house or their house right now, they want to replace the windows. If a door opens to another window, the energy just walks, like flows through the house.
Exactly.
It doesn't stay in? Okay.
Exactly. And if you want it to stay in, you need to put something that encourage the energy to stay in. What do you think we can add between the window and the door? We can add plants, we can add some carpets, some shapes that the energy will come and say, oh, okay, I can flow with that. I can stay here and play with that a little bit and live in your house.
Interesting. So, okay, you say the entrance to the house is very important. What the things that you want to see when you enter a house? There is
Like-
some generic things that everybody want to see, or it's really specific per.
Yeah, because even it's, for example, right now, I'm not renovating my house, right? I finished renovating my house. And I spent a lot of money on renovating my house, and I can't afford getting a consultant that will come and do everything. What are small things that I can like try to get myself into it, so I feel a little bit better in my house?
So everything need to be very like vitali in your house. If you have something that you don't like, that remind you someone that you don't like, you just take it out of your home. If you have something that it's broken or door is not closing until the end, or the walls are not painting well, everything need to be like very vitali, okay? And not and also when the chi is coming into your house, you want that the interest will be invited.
It's amazing, and it's great to learn. I learned a lot today about feng shui and energy, and I want to say thank you very much for joining us today. And it was a pleasure learning about feng shui, and I'm sure our viewers are gonna appreciate. And they'll be able to contact us if they want to schedule to meet with us or with you, and you can come to their house and just do what you need to do.
Do your magic.
Work your magic. So thank you very much for joining us. It
Thank
was
you
a
very
pleasure,
much.
Thank you
Gia.
so much.
Gia.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much
Thank
for
you.
inviting me.